Welcome to this new tutorial series where we will replicate Airbnb with Astro. We will create a search bar, filters, property, items with images and individual pages. And we'll be using Astro, which is the content for content-driven websites. So it is going to be a nice little series, and we'll do a basic version of Airbnb. So I use Visual Studio Code. So if we open that up, and we will say npm create Astro at latest, and we will call it Astro Rentals, and we're gonna say empty, yes. I'm gonna say no for now, and we will do that. All right, now we can cd into the Astro Rentals and npm install. And while that's installing, we will take a look at what we have to do. So the first thing we need to do is break down. We've got a nav bar here. We've got another, I guess this is a filter bar, and then a footer right at the end here. The footer will be very, very basic, but we'll add that in. And let's see if this is, yeah, excellent. So we'll do that. And when you think about Astro, what's great about it is they have great documentation, and it's for static websites, obviously. So which basically means your website will load quicker, because JavaScript is is optional rather than by default. So we'll create a listing, we'll create loads of listings, and using Markdown. And if we take a look at that, so we'll be using components, pages, layouts, and we'll be using Markdown. So this will basically be our way of creating properties. So we will do that. Astro Rental. Okay, everything is done. So we're in there and everything is created. Now we're going to do npx Astro add Tailwind. And we're going to add Tailwind CSS. It's going to help us with our, let's just keep saying yes to these questions. So, excellent. So that's all right. And if we will open up, open folder. I'm going to go straight into here. So this is the project structure. So we've got sources and pages, index.astro. So that's what is the blank. We're going to create a folder called layouts under the source folder, components. And we're going to make another one called content. Okay. In the components, we're going to create one called header.astro and another file called footer.astro. Layout, we're going to call it default layout.astro, and that's the home page. And I think for now that's what we're going to do. In the header.astro, we're going to take everything out of the, in the layout.astro, we're going to cut this. We're going to go into the default layout, paste it. And in the body, we will put header, which will be the header.astro file, and footer. And it imports it by default. There we go. And in the middle here, we're going to put a slot. Okay. So, and then in the index.file, we'll just put h1. Actually, a div h1. Astro rentals. So now, if we open the terminal, and we say npm run dev, and we're going to open it on portal 4321. So localhost 4321, and there we go, Astro rentals. And what we will do, we will just double check to see if the Tailwind CSS is working. And if we do header, footer, default layout, okay. So body, header, and in the header we will say nav with a class of padding 4, footer the div dot p4, copy Astro rentals. Justify between. Let's take a look. Excellent. And in the index, we've got this h1, but we're just going to cut that for now. We're going to have a div, the h1 in here, and we're going to say div with a class of h screen, bg, gray, 500. There we go. So, Astro rentals, we're going to say text white. I'm going to say 300 for the background. And okay. So, flex it equals mx-auto. H screen. Let's see what that looks like. We'll change that to background 200. Well, this is just to get things just kind of set up a little bit. And the nav flex. And the URL class of flex as well. Yeah. P-4, M-4. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Let's set it up. Okay, so we've got a padding 4, an li with a class of padding 4 as well. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. And we're we're going to say this is font bold to indicate that that one is when we're on now. And the text is pink 500. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. Let's take a look. Excellent. We're going to put H1 of Astro rentals. And we're going to put the class of, we'll put a class, of font bold. There we go. Astro rentals. There we go. And we make this text triple XL, so that's nice and big. Excellent. Right. So now in the index we have something like that. Excellent. So we'll say padding 4. And let's say text center. MXH screen W width 4. Let's try 4. Max width XL. Let's try that. Right. And we'll get rid of the background color here. And we'll put text center. Excellent. And in the nav bar, we will put a border bottom. Border blue 500, just to make sure that this is going to work. Yeah, okay. Go border pink 500. And border dash 4 to make it a nice thick border. Okay. Border dash B dash 4. Is that how we do it? Yeah. There we go. So we've got a border there. And we'll wrap this in a div. And this too. Excellent. So there we go. It's the start of our Astro rental page. In the next section, we'll start to flesh it out a little bit more with some content and markdown files, etc. want a H1, say something like find your adventure, and a paragraph that says explore unique homes and experiences all over the world. And with this section, we're gonna have a class object cover, height 60, and we'll get an image to put on in the background, and we're going to also put flex and justify center, items center. And this one with a class of text center and text white. So let us, best place I know to find out how to do a background color image is Flowbyte, and this is what I want to do. Let's copy that. Let's go back here and put that there. I'm not going to do the multiply, I'm not going to do the background. Alright, so that's the hero. And if we go into the index.astro and we add hero, let's import it. Import hero from components. Astro. Components. Oh, hero.astro. There we go. Okay, and if we take a look, which is localhost 4321, there we go. So we've got this. And we're going to change the image. And if we go to Unsplash, and we'll just say home, we're going to get make sure the license is free, and say real estate, and let's take this one, and we'll copy the image address. And what we can do in Astro, in the hero section, we've got, what we can do is const image URL equals that. And instead of that, we can make sure that we use yeah. What we'll do is that we'll put see if this works. So that didn't work, but what we can do is what we can do instead, we can just copy this and put it here instead. That's fine. Yep. And what we will do, make the width full, and in our index, Astro will take away the max width for Excel. And there we go, we should have a nice thing. And we'll get rid of the padding. And yep, awesome. And we will put padding on the welcome. So the text is 5 XL. Okay, we'll change that back to 4 XL or 3 XL, sorry. We'll go to the hero. And we'll do the class of font bold text 4 XL. And this class of text XL. So that's great. And we put opacity -50 on the image so that it will stand out a little bit. What if we did do, okay, so we'll put background gray 500 blend. Actually, full, that's fine. Excellent. So this is the hero section. So we've got that, which is nice. So we might remove the welcome to Astro section completely. So that there we go. Excellent. So because it's very difficult to read that, we'll darken the image. And we will do that by adding this. We'll say the hero. Here we go. So we will make that 400. There we go. So here we go. So we've got a nice little hero section created. And what we will look into now is adding a search bar. So what we will do is, let's create another component and we'll call it search bar.astro. And we'll do a form. No action right now. And we'll say input. If you've got auto I like to have the auto filler. You got input type of text, input type date, and we'll put a placeholder, and this is destination, and this is check-in, and another date. Put input date, input date, and we'll put placeholder checkout, and then input scroll down and find number, and we'll just say placeholder and guests. And then we want a button with type of submit, and we'll say search. And now we want is our classes. So we'll say flex, justify, center, gap, -1, margin, BG white, padding, border 8. Oh, actually, let's say rounded MD instead. And shadow MD as well. That's the form. And the inputs, they want to add class to each input. I'm going to have a padding of 1. Border B -1, border -1, and I'm going to say rounded MD, and we'll copy that. And with the button, the class will be background, let's say pink 500, text white, cursor pointer, okay, and then border, no. All right. So then we'll go back into the hero and we will add another div, and we will put search bar. Oops. Search bar. Import search bar. And then we'll take a look. Okay, and what we will do, excellent. So we'll take the search bar. Okay. So we're going to want that underneath, so we'll just put it in the same, put it here, forget this div, get that div. There we go, so destination, checkout, check in, check out. So what we'll do, we'll add labels to the search bar because it seems div dot. And we'll put each thing in a div and it will have a label, destination, and we'll call it destination. We'll give it text black so that we can see everything. So where are you going? And we'll do it the same again. Div.text black. And we'll have a label saying, when are you coming? And we'll copy this and say, when are you leaving? We'll put this here, and we'll put this there, and then we will do this. How many are you? So I'll just change that to check in. Check out. Let's say destination. Check in. And we'll say check out. And we'll just say yes. All right, so now we have a hero section with the destination, check-in and check-out days, and how many guests, and it starts, yep, in a search button. All right, awesome. So now that we have that, in the next video we will look at creating the location cards for each rental.